What a blessing it is to be Bay Area babies.
Well, I am in the building.
And are
I'm
you feeling
myself.
yourself? Ooh, what was that? Do that again.
I hurt my back. Got the
I grew up in the wrong
collar.
era. Do you know the words?
I'm out of this world, not your run of the million.
My name is Tweeezy. I'm the owner of this building. You're having a blather?
We're having a blather.
Having a blather. Apologies to everybody for the hiatus.
Apologies. They were like, oh my God, thank God.
No, I literally got a lot of unhappy messages from people like, what? This is what I look forward to. And we actually had an anonymous confession, but it wasn't a confession. It was more of like a admittance, but like a good one.
Admittance
it just
means-
says, my new favorite self-care routine is getting my nails done,
Admission. Admittance?
popping my AirPods and catching, popping my AirPods, sounds like a hell of a drug. Popping my AirPods and catching up on these episodes. I've been loving all the episodes this far. I cry, I laugh, and everything in between. At the nail shop, you were crying.
Did you subscribe to our YouTube channel?
She did. I mean, she better have. It could be a guy getting their nails done, I guess.
So are you gonna tell me the admittance?
No, that was
That
the
wasn't.
admittance.
Oh.
That wasn't really much to admit, but
No, I know it was a cute message.
Well, I mean, there was no small penises,
Yeah.
taking a shower,
Do better.
throwing up,
there was no cheating.
no
nothing,
cheating, no changing flight seats.
I know.
Damn. Never mind. Actually, no. We'll
You
take
don't want
that
to tell us that story? What? No, okay, stop it.
one. No, there was something else, but never mind.
Be nice. Be nice.
I know. So I went to the snow this weekend. It was a little snow bunny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's because I like to suck a dick every now and then, but like people were surprised.
What does that have to do
Dude,
with
we're
this in the
10
snow?
seconds in.
Because I feel like it's just one of the many examples of when people I think they have their perception of me, but that
If I
fly.
fucking inhale that fly.
I really do this shit, bruh.
Suck dick?
Ruben.
Well, what was he getting?
That's a given.
Okay, so you're saying that people are surprised that you're athletic, even though they know that your dad played in the NFL?
Like athletic, maybe. No, I think people know I'm athletic.
I will,
but I think
will
it's
say, I was really, really surprised and impressed when you were doing a selfie that you were just sliding down the hill.
Bro,
I was
he's
like, what the fuck?
I
Derek?
should-
Okay.
He's been snowboarding since he was like 4.
5. I started skiing.
Splitting hairs.
I started skiing when I was 2. When I could walk, my parents put me in ski lessons, and
Okay,
then
there you go.
I told my dad, I said I want to switch to a snowboard, and my dad said, okay, when you can go down every run I can go down on skis, then you can switch to a
And his dad was
snowboard.
good at skiing too.
Are
even
skis
with bad
easier
knees.
than snowboarding?
It depends on the person. I feel more comfortable on a snowboard because on skis, if I fall, this knee could go this way, this one could go this way. On a snowboard, you
See,
tumble.
I disagree.
You tumble.
I've never skied, so maybe it's a bad for me to weigh in. But
Probably.
I haven't snowboarded in a long time, only because of the bindings on the snowboard, and you really don't. You can move your legs in a different way with the skis, but the snowboard you're strapped in a one piece.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if you need to climb a tree. But anyways, so I started skiing when I was 2. Told my dad I wanted a snowboard. He said, when you can go down everyone, I can go down. So at 5, I switched to a snowboard, and I never looked back.
And that's kind of crazy because if you think about a 5-year-old, did he go down black diamond runs with you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
I was that kid that I would purposely show off when I was going under the chairlift, because then I would hear the people like, damn, look at that kid. I'm like, yeah, look at me.
Yeah,
Your dad owned a place in Incline Village, right?
Yeah,
we had high hopes he was going to be like the athlete that was going to be all rich.
I know.
And then he got into cheerleading instead of football.
And men.
But funny story about skiing
you
and
still be gay and play in the NFL.
yeah,
that is true.
very true.
Carl Nassib.
God.
Shout out Carl Nassib.
I
What
was I saying?
Probably plenty more, but
no, definitely.
Yeah.
That needs to be my new niche.
we should do a one word. Is this player gay? Because there are a few that I have an idea about.
Oh yes, there are some I have an idea about too.
Yeah.
we'll do that.
Okay.
But quick skiing wipeout story. When I was young, my dad and I were going down the mountain on skis, and he was like, let's race. So I was like, okay. And me, like competitive, just like him, I was going way faster than I should have, and I wiped out. And my dad had to come help me gather my skis, my poles, and he took off his gloves and helped me, okay? Later that night, we get back to the place, and he asks Mom, he's like, wife, do you have my Super Bowl ring?
Oh, no.
And she was like, no, I don't have your Super Bowl ring. So they went back to the parking lot. Maybe he dropped it at the car. No, it came off. When he took his glove off to help me, this ring came off.
Because it's all cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the ring came off.
Everything shrinks.
He filed a report. You're stupid. He filed a report, and long story short, spring skiing came around. So some of the snow had melted. The grooming trucks came, kicked it up, and a lady saw it when she was skiing and turned it in.
Story. I remember it being lost and it being like a bad, like a dark cloud over the house.
Yeah.
Is that the one you have?
Right
Yeah.
here. Yeah. Well, I mean, it got repaired.
Yeah.
There's some of the stuff missing in it, but damn, imagine.
I know.
And actually, my mom was the one mom was more stressed out. My dad was like, it's fine. It's a ring. It's replaceable.
Yeah, no.
Mom's like, no, that's like your achievement. Yeah. But Mom got a necklace out of it, so that's fine. She wasn't too upset about it.
She wears it all the time.
Huh?
She wears it a lot.
She sure does. Mm-hmm. She sure does. Did you watch anything that had to do with the Grammys this weekend?
We watched basically the whole thing with the kids.
I did not take you for a Grammys type of guy.
Well, Sabrina Carpenter was playing.
Is that your
my
guilty pleasure?
My queen.
I mean,
Yeah,
I like her songs, man. She's a great singer.
So do I.
Yeah, we watched it all. I like Bieber's performance a little bit strange, but I kind of dug it. I liked it.
Wasn't he in like boxing shorts or something?
Yeah, and I liked the Ozzy tribute with Slash and Duff McKagan
and Post
and
Malone.
Post Malone.
Okay, see, I didn't even see anything. I don't watch these things because one, I don't have live television. I watch everything.
I just don't like
illegally.
I don't really like Trevor Noah.
Okay, so that's gonna bring me to my next question.
Who's also gay.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he probably is, but he's not out.
I guarantee you he's gay.
He's not out. But did you see, obviously you heard the comments and jokes that he made about Nicki Minaj, Donald Trump. He actually had a really good Donald Trump impression. Did you see it?
It was pretty good.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, look it up.
I didn't watch any of this.
I normally don't either, dude. I haven't. That's the first award show that we've watched in a long time. I think. Who wanted to? There was some artist at River, I think.
It was probably River that wanted to watch
see it. Yeah.
So, did you see Donald Trump's clap back to Trevor Noah?
Yeah, he said he was worse than, or like he was almost as bad as Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel, and he was like, basically said, before these false and defamating
because he made a joke about him needing a new island or something.
Yeah, because he can't go to Epstein's island anymore, and basically is planning to sue him. And so,
I mean,
am I the only one that thinks it's weird that a president of the United States is like having social media wars and is like, I'm going to sue you?
It's Donald Trump, bro. That's what he's known for, is mean tweets.
I think there's other business that he should be tending to. But also, if you're that upset about the jokes, I think you should be doing everything in your power to prove that you are not the island.
I don't disagree. See how it plays out.
I did a little research.
Okay.
Because I wanted to know, in 1964, during the Civil Rights era, the Supreme Court decided New York Times versus Sullivan. The ruling created the actual malice standard for public officials. Basically, you can't win a defamation lawsuit unless you can prove the statement was knowingly false or it was reckless for disregarding the truth.
Yep.
So these are jokes. It's like, you can't sue somebody for that, for a joke, for a bad joke.
He's not going to sue him over it.
Get off Twitter, my guy.
Well, I'm sure he would try, but he'd be reaching.
Well, I mean, he's just won so many already, dude. Like, CNN's already paid him.
Well, then that's the thing, is it says presidents that have tested the edges were Lyndon B. Johnson, Richard Nixon, but they were all like, they never like followed through with it. They just like threatened it. But then Donald Trump is the only one who's actually done it, but it's not during his presidency. Yeah. It's when he became a normal civilian again. Yeah. But I just feel like if you're a president, like, move on. Who cares? I feel like you shouldn't. If you're a public official, you shouldn't be able to like sue people because people are going to talk about you. You know?
Well, isn't Macron suing
Who?
Emmanuel Macron and his wife suing Candace Owens?
Are they?
Yeah, because she said that Brigitte Macron's a dude.
Oh, a dude. Yeah. Well.
But that's France.
Okay, so today's episode, we're going to talk about grief.
Okay.
Grief and what happens to us when we die. What we believe happens to us when we die. Why are you making that face?
I don't know. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
It seems like a bummer episode, but all right.
No. It's actually going to be quite interesting.
Okay.
Have you...
Did you hear that? I think it was a ghost.
Yeah, I knew that's where you're going.
That ghost burped. That was ribbon.
Should have given him the Red Bull.
At least I'm not
Okay.
yawning.
So grief
Hold on. We're going to
and what
Reset.
happens when
Hold
we
on,
die.
reset.
Now, are they connected?
reset.
No.
Keep going.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Cat dreads, so shake 'em. I ain't got none, but I'm planning on growing some. Don't stop now.
Well, I imagine all the Hebrews going dumb.
Okay. Have you dealt with grief, like loss? And if so, what was like the most intense one?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Okay, but you don't have to categorize
that's
it
all right.
as like who meant more. That's not what I meant.
No. I had an older stepbrother die when I was 15 from a gunshot. I think death is always difficult, but especially when you're young and in a weird phase with hormones and trying to figure out who you are, that makes it difficult. And then grief was kind of a weird thing, I think. For me, initially, it was, I viscerally remember it was in the summer, going into a summertime, and everybody was having fun during the summer, and I was like angry that everybody else could have fun because I wasn't.
Because you weren't in the mood to have
and
fun?
I was like kind of angry about that. And I don't really think I dealt with some of that stuff until I was way older, actually.
And how did you deal with it when you were older?
I think there was like certain self-destructive tendencies that I had that I didn't realize kind of where they came from. And I think with
You recognize
age,
it in hindsight?
yeah, which is with wisdom, you know, I read a lot. And then you hear other people's stories and you go, oh, well, maybe that's what that's from. And you kind of internalize some things and do a self-check and try to figure out why you feel certain ways about certain situations or how you react to certain things. And I think I'm probably still processing it, you know?
So you didn't like seek out help from anybody?
No.
Kind of just
No.
figured it out on your own?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Which makes sense because I looked up statistics on people and how they deal with grief, men versus women. Women often process grief emotionally. Yes, we do. Just kidding. And they're more likely to seek social support and actually talk about their feelings. And men tend to physically process it with destructive behaviors, anger, because they don't want to lose their like image of stability and like strength. And you lost a brother. People who lose spouses, men are 70% more likely to die than their married counterparts, while women are 27% more likely to die after they lose a spouse. Like, do you
Yeah.
think you could really die from a broken heart?
Yeah, absolutely.
Damn.
Yeah, and I think maybe in a certain way, women, and I think that statistic's interesting because if there's children involved, there's a different dynamic and relationship, and depending on how old the kids are, a mother's like will to live might be a little bit different or stronger than a man's for that reason. And I think, I don't want to say this because I don't know, but like men can be fiercely loyal too. So like if you welcome somebody into your heart or your close circle, they become really, really important. So loss may hit in a different way. I don't know. I've never been a woman, so I don't know. But that would be my guess.
Yeah. It also said women's grief is more like heavy in the beginning, and it kind of like decreases where. No, that was actually, I got that wrong. It increases where men kind of feel it all at once and then suppress it, and it decreases.
Yeah, and it might come back up later. That's kind of the problem with stuffing it down. It'll rear its head in weird ways.
Well, yeah, I don't think you can ever fully heal from anything. I think it takes a chip at you, and like you are a different, like a statue, right? Like you're a different piece of art moving forward in life. You know, like I don't think you ever fully heal from things like that.
And you avoid it. Like I know I avoid it. Like I don't like talking about it.
Yeah, I could tell.
So.
Where do you believe that we go when we die?
Well, I was raised Christian, so
I was too.
yeah, I believe that. I mean, if you're going to ask me what I believe, that's what I believe.
Yeah.
If you're going to ask me what I know.
Well, you said I was raised Christian. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean I was raised Christian too. That doesn't mean.
Oh, yeah.
that's-
Okay. Yeah. So, I believe in heaven.
Okay. And how?
But if you were to ask me if I know, I don't really know. That's the whole idea of belief, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't think anybody really knows. I think people have ideas.
I mean, I'm into near-death experience stories.
And experiences. Well, okay, so I'm going to get into that. Basically, I looked up what the most common beliefs are of what happens to us when we die. Obviously, the majority, well, it says over 80% of Americans believe in an afterlife of some sort, whether that's heaven, heaven and hell, obviously reincarnation, spiritual return / union, ancestor spirits, or nothingness, non-existence, which that kind of terrified me at first because I was having a conversation with somebody that we're close to.
See, there we go. Ghost. You fucking making it happen.
Huh? I know. They probably are drunk on a Monday and think Cardiff is open. We're closed.
We're talking about death.
We're talking about death, dude. Do you want to join?
Oh my
Do you want to
God,
die?
Don't scare us like that.
Basically, I was having a conversation with one of our family members, and I asked him this question, and he was like, I don't think anything happens to us when we die. I think, and he kind of said...
Dust to dust, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
He kind of said, like, you know when you go to sleep and you dream, or you go to sleep and you don't dream, and it's just black?
Yeah.
He's like, because I was like, no, there's so much in a soul, like in a body, like this can't be it. And he was like, no, I think that when you dream and like, you know, when you go to sleep and you don't dream, that's exactly how it is. But then my thing to that is I black out when I drink sometimes. I'm still alive. There's still a soul there.
Everyone dreams every night, though.
Yeah.
Whether you know it or not.
What he's talking about is
The emptiness.
is that you go to sleep one day and you don't know that you're gone. Everything's done. Here's the thing. I think that's probably like a really, if you don't scratch the surface on what it means to be a person, or what it means to be you, or what makes you you, or what makes humans special, if you don't like go beneath the surface on that, it's a really, really rational way to think about it, because there's nothing that demands us to move on from this life. So,
Yeah.
And that's why it makes it more philosophical. So if you're not a philosophical-minded person, then that seems logical to me.
Yeah. I on the topic of grief, I've had 3 of my best friends pass away suddenly.
Mm-hmm.
One right out of high school, she was murdered. Another one a couple years later, he was also murdered. And then another one, just a tragic accident. And so I think for me, that's when I really started to think like, okay, what happens to us? Like, what really happens to us when we go? Because for me, it's hard to believe that that's it for them, right? Like, you are so young, you barely got to live life. Or like our nephew Aiden, his cousin CJ, passed away at 10 years old from brain cancer.
Yeah.
And so I went to go see the psychic medium in San Francisco, and it was crazy. I know you don't really, that's like not your vibe, But
It's interesting to me.
it was
I'm just skeptical of a lot of things like that.
For sure. Well, and that's why I encourage people who are to go do something like that, because I was skeptical too. The only reason I went is because, without giving people's information away, one of our family members lost somebody very close to them, and could sense when that person was around and would like meditate and talk to them. And he told him like, I'm gonna go see this person, and I don't know how I feel about this, but if it's really you, I want you to mention something about my eyes. Okay. So he goes to see, his name's Felix. So he goes to see Felix, the psychic medium, and like basically goes through like, he's like name dropping our grandma, this and that. And it's kind of like, okay, well, you could look up our family tree. You know, he wasn't like impressed.
He had Google or whatever.
Yeah. And so the loved one who had passed shows up, and he's kind of saying some crazy things, Felix. And at the end, he goes, wait, before he leaves, he's telling me to tell you something about your eyes. And obviously, our family member like lost it.
Of course.
And was very validating, because how would he know something like that? And so I remember hearing that story years ago. And so I reached out and I was like, hey, who's that guy? Whatever. I booked an appointment with him, but he has a 6-month waiting list. This guy does readings at like the White House. He does readings for Paris Hilton. Like, he's legit. 6-month waiting list. And you don't really get like appointment confirmation. I'm an appointment confirmation type of bitch. Okay. I need appointment reminders.
Are you going to see me or not?
Yeah, because I am very forgetful. So
Actually not.
My appointment was 6 months out. Completely forgot about the appointment, to be honest. But in between that 6 months, I was at work and I was lightening this girl's vagina. And we were just talking about like, she already had a pretty puss there.
Super casual.
We're just making it prettier. And you know, when I'm down in between them legs, we talk about anything and everything, right?
Are you talking about the hair or?
No, I lighten, like, if you got a dark coochie or a dark butthole and you want it to be a porn star coochie or butthole.
I didn't know.
We lighten the pigments, you know?
Like bleach?
That could be another topic for another day.
Okay. Maybe I don't want to know.
No, you do.
Oh, do
Maybe
I?
you don't. Okay, but
Did you know this?
we were just talking about like, oh, you know, what are you doing this weekend? She was like, I'm actually going to go see this guy. One of my best friends did like a reading with him, and he told her that she was going to get engaged and move to Seattle. And she was kind of like, this guy's bogus. Like, I'm not even in a relationship, and I would never move to Seattle. And then, like, right after that, she meets this guy, falls madly in love. He proposes, and his job relocated them to Seattle. And I was like, bitch, is his name Felix? She was like, yes. I was like, I'm on his wait list. Like, so this guy's very well known.
So when you told me this in Mom's backyard, he didn't give me all like the credentials. I just thought it was Felix, and I thought about the cat. You know what I mean?
That's okay. Normally when someone thinks that, they would ask more questions. Like if I'm like say, oh, I went to go see a psychic medium, I feel like that's like, obviously it's not a
I know, but
cat.
you just explained it like in a completely different way. I'm even more interested now.
Okay, well,
Tell me more.
Oh, I will. It was great. I've gone to see him twice. Let me just preface. Okay. I've gone to see him twice. I saw him in May of 22, I think, and then again this last year.
Oh, I didn't hear about the last one then. Did I?
That's because you weren't really like vibing with my first one, so I didn't want to tell you.
Can I just want to talk a little bit about why I'm skeptical on these things.
Totally.
Okay. On the one hand, if you believe in something, like you asked me in the beginning of the show, do I believe what happens when we die, right? And I say heaven. And then there's somebody else in our family that's like, well, that sounds like a fucking fairy tale. That sounds stupid. Yeah. Almost the same way that it sounds to me of what you're saying, right?
Right.
I also told you I don't know. So you have a belief system about things. Now, here's the crazy thing.
But side note, and this is not to like, I didn't really believe any, like, I knew the stories that I was told when I grew up in church, right? Sure. But like for me, I need like a tangible, like experience or something. And so, this is what made me believe what I believe.
I get it. And it's like a visceral experience. So that's what I was going to get at. Here's the crazy thing, and I don't want to go too far on this because people say I talk too long, Aaron. But like you believe in a miracle no matter what, whether you believe in science or you believe in religion, you're believing a miracle because science says at the basis level, the Big Bang, there was a pin, like the size of a pin of a whole bunch of matter that exploded out of nothing into everything that we see here, complex life, all these different planets. So in science even, that's a miracle. They still don't know how that happened, right? So either way, you're believing in weird shit that's happening.
Yeah.
So I'm never going to say that something is absolutely impossible. Now, there's one part of me that goes, okay, if there is a spiritual world, if there's a good and bad, like where does Felix fall along on that?
Right.
On that path, like does some like an evil entity give somebody some powers?
Is it like a passageway
to draw you away from the good, right?
Yeah.
To go, here's something tangible that your God doesn't offer,
Right.
Because his whole thing is about believing without seeing, which is difficult. And here I am giving you something to see, to be tangible, right? So that's like my visceral reaction to that is like, is it evil then? Is he communicating
Is it like
with
a
dark
Ouija
spirits
board type shit?
Yeah.
So it's not, but that definitely.
We don't know. So I can say I don't know.
Well,
I don't believe it is. I just don't know.
I honestly feel like if it was, I don't know, who knows? Maybe it was, and the evil spirits were like, that bitch is fucked up enough. We're not gonna take him.
I mean,
But
evil spirits could know things about somebody else's life and your relationship to them and pretend to be that person.
Yeah, I feel like that gets a little bit crazy. I mean, I don't think that's
Something to consider.
Yeah, something to consider. No, I definitely was nervous going into it. He does it. He travels and does this, but I went to his place in San Francisco, and he's on the third story, and I was gassed when I got to the third floor because I was like so nervous. But he's a very sweet guy, and I've gone to see him twice. I just want to say that the first time I went to see him, I was in an active lawsuit, so all of my social medias. You couldn't see anything about me or my life.
From the instance that we talked about on the other show?
Yes, from my broken nose, bloody pants situation. I was in the middle of the lawsuit. Okay. So my social media profiles were on like lock. Like you couldn't see anything unless I allowed you to. And so I just want to say that for anybody speculating, like, oh, maybe he saw something on social media or maybe like wasn't possible. Yeah. So, I sit down and there was a lot of things that happened, so I'm just going to touch on like the major ones. So he asked, your birthday, whatever, and one of the first major things he said was...
Wait, did he remember you from the first one or no? He sees so many people.
He sees so many people, but I'm going to go in chronological. Okay. So this is the first time I met with him in May 2022. By the way, he also records every session and sends it to you. So I've been able to listen to them.
That's kind of cool.
As like the other night, it was in the bath, and I was like, holy shit. I also just want to say something that's really weird. The first time I went to go see him, he takes your birthday. So my birthday is March 22nd, 1996. But the year I went to go see him was 2022, right? So if you add all those numbers up, it gives you like the number for that year. And the number was 13, which is like obviously my number, which was weird. The first time I went to go see him my number was 13. And basically he started with like, you have reading capabilities, Eric, if you wanted to tap into it. I said, absolutely not. I hear enough voices in my head already. But basically he was like, you're really good at reading people. Like you can tell somebody before they even open their mouth. And he said the first thing that was present was an animal. And he said, I can tell this is your first experience with loss, which Jake, my childhood dog, when I was way too young when any of my grandparents passed away. So when Jake passed away, that was like my first like heartbreak of like
the rest of your brothers, we were on a boat fishing.
Yeah, it was like, what is this like feeling? I put holes in my wall. I was so like angry and upset. Very weird, right? So then the next thing... And mom's very religious, and she wasn't very excited about me going to do this.
She wasn't always religious, but yeah.
She wasn't very excited about me going to do this, but our uncle Michael had just passed away shortly before, or like very close to this meeting, right? And so my mom was kind of like, I don't think you should be doing this, blah, blah, blah. But if Uncle Michael comes through, like, tell me what he says, right? So after he brings up Jake.
He was also the youngest brother.
Yes, yeah. He goes, there's like a Michelle. No, not Michelle. There's a Michael here. And I'm like, okay. And he said, he's telling you to like be yourself, never change for anybody. You're perfect the way you are. And he's no longer battling addiction, which was kind of on brand. Like my uncle was in and out of San Quentin, so he looked like a very like person you didn't want to fuck with, but he loved like the shit out of me, little gay boy, the whole family, right? And so that was very on brand. And then he goes,
funny as hell too.
Yeah, he goes, did your uncle have a near-death experience? And I said, motherfucker was in and out of San Quentin. I think he might have had a couple of those. He goes, no, there's like a certain one that he's referencing to, and I can't put my finger on it. Maybe ask your mom. And so after I called mom, I was like, did Uncle Mike have a near-death experience? She was like, yeah, I mean, he told me about this one when he was having surgery and blah, 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 but like I was the only one he told that to. And I'm like, well, don't you think that may be him signaling that like, hey, it was like really me coming through? And so we move on, and Felix says, you're really young to have lost a lot of young people, which the majority of the people I've lost have been young. And he says, there's a young guy here, he has no shirt on, and he's playing me music. And I instantly knew who he was talking about. And by the way, it was like freezing cold in his apartment, so I had a pillow, and I was like kind of like trying to get warm. And he goes, this person's slapping my forearm. He's like slapping he's like drawing attention to my forearm. And I was like, oh. And it's Baby Roy, who I have tattooed on my arm. And he goes, he's acknowledging that you got a tattoo for him. Why is he showing me that he's falling? He's falling. And I was like, well, that's how he died. He accidentally fell off of a parking garage, being an idiot. But it's like, you can't look those things up. Like, that's not something that you, and it's like, for me, it's the little details that maybe to the outside world is like, oh, but it's like, when it's your lived experience with these people, it's like, if you would have guessed any of those things and got those wrong, I would have been like, okay, you're full of shit. But it was like every nitty gritty little detail. Like I am 100% convinced that he was communicating with my people on the other side.
Yeah.
It was wild.
I mean, I don't even know what to say to that, because it's just, mentalists are weird to me, right? Like people that read people. Like, there's a dude that was on the Rogan podcast that got his fucking PIN number on his bank card, and I'm like, if this fucking dude is not working for the CIA, who do they have working for the CIA? Right. Are they even better than that guy?
How do they? Yeah. Why is this guy not there?
Like,
well, have you seen? I think it's like an Indian guy. He goes around and he's like, okay, think of your first like boyfriend or whatever, and he like writes it down and like gets it right. He's like a mind reader or whatever.
Like, I'm super skeptical of like magic tricks that are on camera, because you could do editing or whatever. There's just some shit out there that's weird. Back in the day, there was a whole thing in the 1800s and the early 1900s, mentalist type stuff. And there was it Harry Houdini? There was another like type of performer. Maybe it wasn't Houdini, I don't remember, but he used to go around and debunk them. Like, he would actually go to their spiritual readings. They would like do things that would lift the table. Yeah. And purposefully would go out there and debunk them, because in his mind, I'm probably getting this wrong, I think it was Houdini. In his mind, he was ripping off people that had suffered loss and was making money on people hoping.
Grieving, yeah.
So that's like my other thing too, was like.
And I'm not denying that those type of people, they exist. Yeah. I've heard stories about them, but not referred, but I know a firsthand experience of somebody who went to go see this guy. I went to go see him. I've sent people to go see him. They've also
talking about Felix?
Felix, yeah. They've also had some crazy encounters, but I went to go see him this last year after my dad had passed, and there was a lot. Like, it's hard. The session is an hour, and I think the first time I went, it was $350 for an hour. I think he raised his prices, and I think this last time it was $450.
So what do you get out of it? So, like, I guess the bottom line question
is... validation. Like,
of what, though?
whatever closure. Yeah, like
You really think you get closure though?
100%.
You have to understand his situation compared to your situation. Maybe he needed that closure. You don't need closure because you're a different type of person.
No, I'm not. I'm just wondering. Is it okay? So it just
Because
makes you
remember
feel better
I said,
knowing that
well-
they're somewhere and they're not just dead energy. It makes you feel better.
Well, it was closure of like I went to go see this person, and I know that like
There's something else.
well, I know that they came to that session. Like, there's
Right.
no way that he could be saying these things, and
But what does it
he's
do for
making
you?
it up.
That's fine.
So it's closure with my friends who passed suddenly.
Okay.
Who
That
were
they're
very,
okay now.
very young. They're good. They're okay.
Okay.
And then it was like confirmation for me that like after this life, there is something, whatever that something is.
Well, that's okay. So then that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I said earlier. I said I was highly like confused about why people would be dying so young.
Yeah.
Like this can't be it. And so after having 3 of my best friends pass away, I was like, okay, I'm gonna like call this guy. Then after my dad passed away, I went to go see him again. And I was actually kind of worried, like, because my dad's was also very religious. So I was like, maybe my dad like won't come through, but he definitely came through. And some of the key points that he said were, the first one was I didn't even mention.
How long ago was this?
I want to say like May or June. Like it's always
Of
like May or
of
June.
last year?
This 2025.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything. Okay.
Yeah. So, well, it actually happened very quick. One of my patients had an appointment with him, and she last minute, her daughter was super sick. She couldn't go, and she was like, I'm going to lose my appointment. Do you want to go? And I was like, yes, bitch. I canceled my whole day at work, and I went. And basically, yeah, it was crazy. I never really mentioned to him that I had a sister, and my dad came through, and the first thing he said was, so tell me about the car situation, like with you and your sister and your dad. And I'm like, the car situation, what the fuck? When my dad first had his stroke, he had just bought a new car because my Mercedes that he bought me from the Mariners in Tahoe was on its last leg, last leg. So he bought that car with the intention of when your Mercedes goes out, I'll give you this one and I'll get a different one. That was our understanding. He had his stroke. My sister was divvying up, giving things away, or, people were claiming their property,
Shit,
right?
yeah.
And mom and I were like, hey, like this was the situation. And she disregarded that and just gave my dad's girlfriend, who ended up abandoning him, she gave her the car. And so it was like this big, huge drama between us. Like, okay, so you're going to play dirty.
Between
like,
you and Cindy.
Yes. I was under the impression that my dad had no idea about that, because anytime I was around my dad, I never spoke bad about Cindy. I only wanted him to get better.
Yep.
And so I don't even know how my dad knew about that, but closer to my dad's passing, he had asked me randomly, it was like, you, Cindy, bad blood? I said, no, I love her. We're good, Dad. He goes, liar. So he must have known
up on it
something
somehow.
intuitive,
Yeah.
but the fact that Felix knew that there was drama between Cindy and I revolving around a car was crazy.
So what was the message from your dad? Fix it?
No.
Oh, sure.
He was like, no. He literally, I'll show you the recording.
Why would you come back from the other side and say, hey?
I literally will show you the recording. It literally was like, he literally said, your dad's okay if you never talk to her again.
Oh, okay. So he's absolving you of any type of ill feelings about it.
And then,
Well, maybe because he's on the other side now, he's hears her thoughts. And he's
okay,
like,
so remind me after I finish the next 2 things that my dad said. Remind me to come back to that point. Okay. The next thing he said was, your dad is showing me that you're rubbing his hands and like singing to him.
don't do this to me right now.
And is like showing me that you were with him in his final moments. And whoa, fuck. He was frustrated that he couldn't like say anything back to you, but he heard everything you said. And then also, Felix out of nowhere says, and he also like forgives you for the way that you spoke to him that night, but knows that he provoked that out of you. And Felix actually said, like, he knows that he wasn't, you know, oh, I love my son. And I'm like, fuck you, fuck you. It was, you know, my dad provoked a certain side out of me. What I'm referencing is when my dad, my dad.
Because we talked about it on the episode. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Ruben does too. So when you want to talk about closure.
That was
Okay.
like, literally I have goosebumps.
Yeah.
Because that's something I beat myself up for
Yeah.
12 years of like, if that was the last thing
Well, that makes sense.
I said to my dad.
Yeah. That's healing.
For sure. I mean, there were so many other things that he had said.
And there's no way that Felix would have known that.
No. And then Felix also said, I feel like your dad wants your mom to like come see me. He also said that mom was the love of his life.
Okay, but that might be like a little advertisement to get another
No,
session
no,
going.
because no. Maybe, but I don't think so.
I'm just kidding.
Because then he goes, why is he showing me a butterfly? He's showing me a
her ankle?
butterfly.
Yeah.
And I said, my mom has a butterfly tattoo.
Yeah.
It was
Can we have
crazy.
him on the show?
So I did reach out to him, and his assistant said, I'm going to talk to Felix. I'll get back to you.
Okay.
So that is in the works. Hopefully he agrees, because I think, one, like you said, well, let me go back to the point now that I remember. When you said, oh, now that my dad's on the other side and can see, you know, maybe how people conducted themselves. Sure. When I posted a story about Felix on my Instagram, my neighbor, I didn't even say his name. She messaged me. She goes, bitch, did you go see Felix? I said, yes, I went to go see Felix. And she said, I saw him like 2 years ago. And basically, my neighbor, her stepdad raised her.
Okay.
He passed almost exactly around the same time my dad passed away. Mm-hmm. And she was having inner dialogue with herself and her mom about whether she should reach out to her biological father. Okay. She went to go see Felix. Felix doesn't know that she's that's not her. Yeah. And he said, your dad is telling me to don't reach out to your biological dad because you're not going to get the answers that you want. He's just going to make things worse. Don't do it.
I wonder if somebody like Felix when he's like chilling, watching TV, like Netflixing and chilling, like he's got people fucking talking to him.
Right.
I mean, that motherfucker might have a burden.
Well,
you
you have
imagine?
to like bring like an I think he has to like tap into it.
Okay.
Because you need to bring like an object and.
'Cause that seems terrible.
Yeah. Well, that's why when he said like, oh, you have reading capabilities, I said, I don't want them. No, thank you. I have
you
enough
imagine?
demons
It
going
would
on.
scare the shit out of me.
I don't need other people's demons.
I have
my
somebody,
own.
you know what I mean? Like, Ruben, just all of a sudden I get a feeling that somebody from your past is fucking trying to communicate through me to you.
I'm just taking a shit and be like, hey, what the fuck
Yeah.
are you
What
doing?
are you doing here? Privacy.
I don't want that.
No?
No, but I want to meet Felix now. I don't want to pay $350 to do it or whatever it costs now.
I was wondering, like, is it going to cost for him to be on the show?
I mean, to have him on the, like, if he's okay with me being a little bit skeptical,
But
optimistic. I won't be an asshole.
No, for sure. But also, like you said, I think people hear about something like this and they automatically think evil, witchcraft. Like they have such a bad.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be praying before that show for
bad,
sure.
Like view on something like this. Where it was very healing, very validating. Like I want. If
was
you
a
are
positive
looking,
experience for
if
you.
you are looking for answers that like nothing else in this world can give you, please talk to Felix because it gave me a lot of peace, a lot of validation, and he's like the nicest guy. And so I want him to come on here and like talk about his gift. I think it is a gift, and kind of educate people on like what it is he does. So he can kind of like, if people are on the edge about it, maybe he can, you know, not like turn them into a client. I don't want this to be like marketing, but like get them to be more open-minded to what
if he's
that
going
is.
to the fucking White House, he don't need no marketing.
No, totally.
He's booked 6 months out, man.
6 months
He
out.
don't need no marketing.
Yeah.
All right.
So you'll be open to it? What if he wants to do a reading for you?
I mean, I'm pretty private, so if you were to be able to pull some stuff, I would just have to know that you didn't talk. Like, I would have to know it was like lockdown. You know what I mean? Like,
Listen,
there's nobody.
I wouldn't.
I know you wouldn't.
Like,
But yeah,
give him insight.
I'd be okay with
or-
that. I mean, yeah, it's fine. It'd have to be pretty spectacular, though.
I'm telling you, when you're in the moment, it's like, it's a personal experience for everybody.
Yeah.
It's the little things that, like, I remember when I first told you about it, you're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then I realized, like, those key points that he just, those aren't important to you because that wasn't your reality.
I wasn't dismissive about it. I knew that it was
You were a
important
little
to you. No. You asked me what I thought about it, and I gave you my honest opinion, which I always do.
For sure.
But I also said, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be totally real.
Right.
Like, but my opinion is just my opinion. It's not anything besides that.
Totally. But it is a very, personal experience. And I think it's going to be the little things that are maybe not grave details to everybody else, but it's like, holy shit.
It meant something to you.
You picked up on that.
Yeah.
And so, side note, on the topic of like reincarnation, because I don't know what I believe happens to us after death. I know something happens to us.
You hang around psychics, apparently.
That's my guy. I know that we go somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know if like maybe they're reincarnated and they can tap back in. Like, who knows? It's all very unknown to me still. But I know that what's in here, our souls, it goes somewhere, right? Sloan and I were on a hike maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and she was telling me about this book she was reading. And one story is about a near-death experience, and one story is about like reincarnation. And I might butcher them a little bit, but the near-death experience was there was a very well-renowned surgeon? World-renowned? World-renowned. Very, very.
Let's go with it.
Very credible surgeon, okay? He was having surgery and had a near-death experience and saw this lady, and she said, "I'm your mother." And he obviously made it. He came back, and he was like, "I saw this woman." She said
That
she was
wasn't my mom.
Yeah.
I think I know this story.
Then dives deeper, finds out he was adopted, and that was his like biological mother that he saw, which is crazy. How would that come to you? Like that's like I know people say dreams are meaningful. Like how does that happen?
Well, surgeons could be liars too. So
I mean, I guess, but I mean, everyone's human, but
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's the great mystery. If life would be boring without mystery.
yeah.
These are the fun topics to talk about.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Death. So that was the like near death, and then the reincarnation was there was this like child prodigy of baseball. Like he was a baseball player, but he kept saying he was like a child prodigy of some famous baseball player.
Okay.
They asked that kid, "Okay, if you are so and so, draw the childhood house that he grew up in." I mean, I guess the kid could have looked it up.
Yeah.
But you've heard the story, yeah. And he literally drew his childhood house.
Yeah.
And so I just think people need to be more open-minded to the possibilities of like what's possible.
I mean, all the philosophies have some fantastical shit you have to believe in.
Yeah. But I feel like where's the proof? Like I feel like experiences like that.
The proof is all around you. The fact that we exist is all proof that you need that some crazy shit has happened.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
But like then people run with it, we're all crazy.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. So, well,
This was weird.
no, it was,
So thank you guys for watching us get weird.
yeah. Let's hope that this causes Felix to come on the show. I really want him to come on the show.
Should we?
I hope he's not gonna
people does he have a website that we could say you should go on the Bookend Bro show? Just have everybody.
Yeah, spam him.
Yeah.
I hope he's not like, well, Eric, I have a 6-month waiting list. I'm like, listen,
Yeah, he will.
put us on a cancellation and we'll
How
come
about this?
in.
How about we meditate and tell all the spirits, all the people we've lost in the afterlife, to go petition him during a reading to do our show?
Do you know how to meditate?
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
How?
You hear what I'm saying though? Just get all of our
Yeah.
people that are
On the other side.
to go get him
Right.
to tell him to do
Like,
the show.
if you're still with
he may
us.
call us. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe he may be in someone else's reading. Like who's this?
What? I keep hearing I need to do the Bookend Bro
Go
show.
on the book. Who the fuck is Bookend Bros?
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, oh shit. Wait, hold on.
That might make it.
This
real
is
for
a
me.
big.
That would make it. real.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, totally forgot about this.
Isn't this the guy that we talked about?
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. This last time I went to go see him, and no, sorry, the first time.
Second time. You said second time.
So then I must have saw him in 2024 then. 2024 because 2025 it was 2024 because that matters. Let me gather my thoughts. Hold on. He said, "I see nightclub stage."
Oh, stop it. You know this?
I mean, that's what he told me.
Okay.
Do you want to
Is that
fucking
what you
hear
think?
it?
Is that huh? Yeah, I do want to hear it.
Okay, I'll play it for you. He literally
I don't
said,
want-
hold on. He literally said, I see like nightclub, like stage, performance. You're going to have your own entity. And at first he thought like maybe I was going to be a drag queen. Which is not
I'd
far.
buy
Like
that.
I did say like, okay, yeah, like there's Brooklyn, but I was like, I'm not passionate. Like that's not, no. And he was like, okay, I just see you starting your own entity and it has to do with like nightclub
telling the
stage.
truth right now?
I will fucking find it and I will play it on the next show.
This is weird that it's an afterthought. We're doing the show right now. I was like, oh, by the way.
Do you know how many? I just said there's so much that happens in those recordings. I'm gonna highlight the key points.
Don't you dare get mad at me.
Don't you fucking start
Don't you
with
get mad
that
at me.
bullshit,
Settle
bitch.
down.
Motherfucker, like I'm gonna sit here and lie. I'm gonna lie. He also didn't say you were involved in it, so
Yeah.
it's my
So,
stage,
wrong.
my nightclub,
He sucks.
my vision. So yes, I was not lying. That really did happen. But hopefully Felix will come on the show and you can fucking see for yourself.
Yeah.
And if you want to know more about Mr. Felix, shoot me a message. I will give you more information. But other than that,
Does he go by Mr. Felix?
I just say like Miss, like,
Okay. Like Miss
like-
Cleo?
like what?
Nothing. Miss
What?
Cleo?
Miss Cleo?
I think she was a famous telephone psychic.
I'm just gonna be like, hey, Mr. Whatever, like, hey, Mr. Joe, hey, Mr. I don't know, it's a thing. If you would like if you would like to know more information about Mr. Felix, shoot me a message. I will shoot you his contact info. Hopefully, he has a less than 6 month waiting list.
Okay.
What do you
I
think I was
was
gonna
gonna say something. I don't know, dude.
Anyways, thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week. Just want to give a big shout out to Cardiff and Cocktails, located here in Campbell, California, for letting us use this beautiful space to record our episodes.
Somebody's coming through and telling me that if you want to host a private party, yes, Cardiff and Cocktails is a perfect place to do so. And if you mention our show, Bookend Bros,
I was going to sing it with you.
they'll
They'll
waive
waive your
the
Venmo
fee.
The Venmo fee. Contact them for your next private event.
Cut.